this, but we ain't gonna talk about his controversy over here. So it's like all them emotions that you feel, it don't make how you were feeling facts. All right. So that's my thing. The third reason that leaders need to be emotionally intelligent is that leaders set the tone. And this is something that I think when you think about any leader, um, think about a president since we talking about politics. And when something's happening in the world, how do you want a leader to show up? If it's think about it. As a country, we literally be at war with people. We be at war with other countries. It be bombs. Like, shout out to all the military people. Thank you for your service out there. But there are real life people. I have military people in my family that like go out and risk their life for real. But notice when the news come here, the president don't never come in like, oh my God, we're over here and the bombs are going off. And because you know what's going to happen? If the president of the United States shows up in the middle of any tense situation with that level of panic, we are toast. Buttered bread in a toaster, done. If the president's scared, all right, I'm going to give you an example. I do a lot of flying, right? I travel a lot for business. And when you're traveling, sometimes you're going to hit some turbulence. And there are times that when the first thing, when it gets a little turbulent, like, and I'm talking about when it get a little more than like, all right, this is a little more than usual. You know what I'm saying? What's the first thing I do? I listen to the tone of the pilot. You know what I'm saying? If you're on a flight where the pilot, I fly, where the airline I fly, they typically, the pilots are going to speak up on there. I know some of the cheaper ones, he like, I ain't saying nothing, you don't say nothing, bro. you on there like, hey guys, it feels a bit shaky. Are we still up? Are we still in the air right now, sir? It feels like I'm going. And so, invest in you a good flight. Sometimes the cheapest price, I don't want no pilot on clearance. It can be clearance, but I don't want it on clearance. You know what I'm saying? Notice flights don't ever really go on sale. Like you don't get the Black Friday and then you gonna fly to Jamaica for 40% cheaper. No, bro. Some stuff just always, the price is always high, right? Like, and so when I'm on a flight and it's turbulence, the first thing I like to do is listen to the tone of the pilot. You know what I'm saying? Because he the leader. You got all these people, we on this flight, we trust in you. So if you scared, I'm scared. But when the pilot is like, don't worry, folks, this is your pilot here, and we are 33,000 feet in the sky, and there are just a couple of rough clouds for the next 5 minutes. Nothing to be worried about, but I am going to turn on the seatbelt sign, so don't go to the restroom, and the flight attendants are going to be preparing for... It's like, all right, you sound cool, I'm cool. Who the second people I looking to? Secondary leadership. I'm looking at the flight attendants. While he talking, I'm looking like, so you straight? You believe him? We good? And if the flight attendant is looking, yeah, yes, everything's perfect. Hey, you want your little cookie? Okay, no problem. Want something to drink? Great. Sit down. We good. But if the pilot come on like, folks, I'm up here. I'm telling you, I don't know what the heck is going on. This plane is going. Oh my God. Push the button, Jim. Push the button. Like if the pilot is on the flight and he's doing all that, I'm done. I'm pulling the joint from under the seat. I got the backpack on, emergency exit. We gone, bruh. I'm telling you right now. So emotional intelligence for a leader is necessary because when you're leading something, you have to manage your own emotions, but you're managing them through understanding the people that you're setting the tone for. And leaders have the ability to understand how they impact the bigger picture. See, people who aren't leaders live their entire lives making decisions only that benefit them. Like selfish people typically aren't great leaders because leadership is about sacrifice. And I don't care if you are the shift manager at a fast food restaurant. Guess what? It's still about sacrifice. It's still about setting the tone. Because I've worked at McDonald's twice. And guess what? When that line get long, you can't panic. Like, oh man, people mad. They throwing cheeseburgers at somebody did throw a cheeseburger back at me. I'm like, it's my first day, man. I'm in the drive-thru. My only job is to hand you the food. I ain't make the burger, man. Come on, lady. But I'm emotionally intelligent. I was emotionally intelligent, well, not always, but in that moment I was. because I wanted to stick my hand out the window and slap the lady. But my mama taught me first, never put my hands on a woman. So I've never put my hands on a woman. That ain't gonna happen. And number two, I had just started the job and I needed the money. You know what I'm saying? And so emotional intelligence isn't always about looking the toughest or whatever. You got to understand, like, yo, leadership is about the people following you. There is panic everywhere. I worked at Kmart. You know what I'm saying? That once upon a time, when I worked at Kmart, I remember I was a cashier during Christmas. Man, them lines get to going crazy, wrapped around the store. I'm sweating. I'm like, this line long. People mad. Like, people get mad when it come to like Christmas time. Like, we make all these happy Christmas songs. We need at least a couple of mad Christmas songs because people be out here shopping mad, acting a fool because they ain't got no emotional intelligence. So my point is, emotional intelligence is about setting the tone. A couple more things before we get out of here. When we looked at the definition of emotionally, I can talk, people. I want to look at this definition one more time before I jump out of here because there was something else that I wanted to highlight in the definition. And this is according to Mental Health America. Emotional intelligence is the ability to manage both your own emotions and understand the emotions of people around you. The 5 key elements, this is what I wanted to talk about: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. All right, so I just want to briefly touch on these because I think this is super important. So think about it through the lens. We already talked about the 3 reasons why leaders need emotional intelligence, but think about these 5 key elements of emotional intelligence as you think about like your own life. And so first, it is self-awareness. We already talked about that and the importance of just being aware of yourself, bro. Like, and part of being aware of yourself is giving people around you the permission to be real with you. All right. Because look, sometimes you just gonna miss something. I'm gonna tell you like this. You ever had somebody tell you like, hey, it's something on your lip, bro. Hey, dog, you got something on your lip. You got something in your beard. Like, it's always good to have a person around you that they gonna be the ones to tell you and make you self-aware so that you don't make a fool of yourself in front of everybody else. So if you're emotionally intelligent, you need to have somebody around you empowered to be real with you. See, a lot of people want a bunch of fake relationships and friendships that ain't really real. They just say they cool. And I don't like all that stuff. I don't like fake stuff. Don't overly bro it like if we ain't really cool, right? That's the first thing, self-awareness, self-regulation. So this other element is so key. It's one thing to be aware of yourself, right? It's another thing to have the discipline to self-regulate. And again, this is what happens when you're in the tense moment and something happens and you feel the emotion, but you need to regulate yourself to respond properly. This can happen at work. Again, dealing with your boss, dealing with your team, dealing with customers, dealing with anybody. Like, there are going to be moments in your life where your emotions stir up. And it's okay to have emotions, but you don't want to be controlled by your emotions. I'm telling you, I don't really know too much good that can happen when a person is controlled by their emotions, because I think the number one sign of being controlled by your emotions is being out of control. Because it's controlling you. They're controlling you. So you are out of control. And so it's like you don't really produce anything good when you're out of control. Imagine driving out of control on the freeway. It's like, oh my God, somebody gonna get hurt. So it's like if you live in your life just so emotionally triggered where people can't even talk to you. So I'm gonna say this about society today, what bothers me personally, because I'm a person that likes to engage and have a lot of conversations, even about controversial or taboo topics, because I believe that's how you learn, that's how you grow. And I do genuinely want to understand why people do what they do, right? In the world we live in today, we so sensitive, you can't ask a question. We so sensitive, you can't even explore with people. Or even if you talk about certain things, what people want you to do now is blindly follow. Well, that's not intelligent. Like, bro, like I'm not going to blindly follow you on politics or your opinion about certain things that we, pick a topic. In this world today, people want to throw a topic out there and then basically just say, hey, this is what we all going with as the world. I don't know when they had a meetings about what we all agree or disagree with, but it's like somebody has some meeting somewhere and they huddle and they be like, all right, break. So we all agree that, we voting like this, right? Cool. All right, cool. Now let's go make everybody vote like this. And if they don't vote like this, let's make them feel bad for asking a question or genuinely disagreeing with us. I don't believe in that. I don't prescribe or subscribe to that type of logic. I'm more of a person that likes to engage. If you tell me, as an example, right, since we've touched on politics a few times today, if you tell me like, hey, I hate Trump,